How did the Roman Catholic Church manage to keep this a secret for 2,000 years?
Maybe he's anti-God, bringing darkness instead of light.
You aren't taking this seriously, are you?
Why weren't we told the truth?
Welcome back to VHS ReAnimated. It's been a minute. Took a break to get my head back on straight.
Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit. Damien!
But I think we're back to a regular scheduled program here. I think we can start getting these videos out on like a regular basis. Maybe. So, I'm gonna recommend John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. And this is the second in his Apocalypse trilogy. Right between, it's the creamy Oreo bit right between the cookie of the thing and Mountain of Madness.
It cost me millions. I want you on this right away.
What's the claim?
Sutter Kane is missing.
Who?
Sutter Kane.
And as is Carpenter tradition, we see lots of John Carpenter's pals making up the cast on this cool movie. We got Dr. Loomis.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Grandpa from Three Ninjas.
Grandpa, where'd you get that ugly mask?
This mask my father gave to me on my day of names.
The Day of Names? We've already got names, Grandpa.
You shall be known as Tum Tum.
Night Flyer Audrey.
I was right. That's what I'm trying to find out. Look, it's just a computer. We'll find the specs and shut it down.
Wang Chi.
No questions. Just get out of here, Jack. Get out of here!
Alice Cooper. And the guy from Jag. So Dr. Loomis takes over this creepy old church from some old pedophile. Priest. Loomis finds this key to the basement, and he goes down the stairs, and it appears to be this ancient medieval shrine housing a large cylinder of glowing, gloopy green liquid. You know what would have been thick? If that stupid, selfish priest left behind some directions for the next guy. What the hell's Loomis supposed to do? He doesn't know what the hell's going on down there. He leaves him with nothing. Not even the stereotypical movie, leave the book open to the right page with the ancient prophecies so that everyone gets caught up to speed all at the same time. He leaves him with nothing. Is it too much to ask for a pamphlet? A pamphlet. Just leave him a pamphlet. With no clear succession plan conveniently laying around, Loomis is forced to figure this out the old-fashioned way. He reads like hieroglyphics or something, some tapestries off the wall, some old tomes. That's the word for an old book, right? Tome?
Check out the big brain on Brad.
Loomis starts to reckon that the goo in the middle of the room and the big cylinder thing that's dripping upwards is the offspring of an anti-god. He's made of pure emptiness and nothing, and is the exact opposite of all we could ever possibly know and understand and possibly know. Carpenter got the idea for this movie while reading about theoretical physics and atomic theory. Big words! And now, like, judging by how much of these theories and principles are explained in a way that the audience understands what's going on, I'd say he just read those words on the front of a textbook and winged it. He took the 12 Monkeys approach. If the audience is confused and no one can explain what's going on, you just make up the rules as you go.
Yes, no. You have to tell her before. He couldn't quite grasp the idea that the charge nurse couldn't make it be yesterday. He couldn't turn back time, thank you, Einstein. Now he was nuts. He was a fruitcake.
So Loomis quickly learns that he's in way over his head. Way over his head. And this whole one dude secretly defending the world from an anti-god, it doesn't make any sense. It's so dumb. Why am I going to do this all by myself? Loomis goes to Three Ninjas' grandpa, who's like some hotshot at the local university, and he figures, okay, so I'm going to get grandpa from Three Ninjas with his background in physics or whatever, math. He's going to study this. He's going to confirm that this whole thing is the real deal, Holyfield. And then with that scientific backing, I can go to the media and the government and whatever agencies to get that proper help and support.
Help me break this up. The others shouldn't hear this.
Faith is a hard thing to come by these days. It's directed a fairly sizable burst of energy.
Everybody's acting like we should really be taking this seriously. You two aren't taking this seriously, are you?
I really like this, direction the plot takes, though. Because if, Loomis just starts screaming, it's the end of the world, and running around about an anti-god, no one's gonna believe him. No one will believe him.
What's going on out here?
Call the police. Tell the sheriff I shot him.
Who?
Tell him he's still on the loose.
Some kind of joke. I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight.
You don't know what death is.
But, without realizing it, all this, activity and attention starts to kind of, wake the goo up. And it was sleeping or dormant or something and showing all this spectrograph readings.
A kinetic emission came out of it. Now, if it can transmit a signal strong enough,
You can move other objects instantaneously across a distance. Don't tell the others yet.
why not? They have a right to know that it's conscious.
I guess this is why they had the one-man approach before. I guess that was the one man just secretly covering it so it was quiet or whatever. Again, next time, just leave a pamphlet. Not asking for much, just leave a pamphlet. The green mess is waking up and creeping everybody out inside, but it's also attracting all the homeless people from outside to the church. Everybody on Skid Row just starts walking in a trance toward the church like they're ghouls and just standing there creepfully. Moths to the flame, ants to a picnic, John Travolta to unnecessary accents.
Poppycock. Poppycock.
Here, the Beatles are here.
The student scientists inside now have to worry about this green goo that starts puking on people and turning them into zombies. They have to worry about waking up with these weird blue oyster cult birthmarks they didn't have before they went to sleep and then becoming zombies.
Oh, it's just a bruise I got somehow. Finally stopped hurting.
And they have to worry about all these homeless people outside, these ghoul homeless people outside. that are also zombies. Besides all that, everyone is having the same shared dream. It's this like distorted collective dream. Seems to be a news broadcast from the future saying they're all doomed and anything they happen to do to prevent what is gonna happen, it's gonna happen anyway. Like, it's weird and distorted and cool and carpentery, but like this extra aspect on top of this already complicated as F movie, a little too much for me. I like it, it looks cool, but if the shared dream thing wasn't there, might be a little bit easier to digest. My favorite part of The Prince of Darkness is the soundtrack. Of course it's the soundtrack. It's a Carpenter film. It's the soundtrack. Maybe Carpenter has been getting a lot of love lately over the last like 5-6 years. He released an anthology of a bunch of his great work. But forever, like, his soundtracks were criminally underrated and a major part of the identity of his films, why his movies stood out. It was just like the direction, the vision, and also the audio, the sonic aspect. So this is one of his lesser known films, so it stands to reason and basic science that a lot of people might not be up on the Prince of Darkness soundtrack. It's definitely worth watching the movie. Obviously, go watch the freaking movie, but, you know, hit the Spotify. Honorable mention, best part, is there's some really great practical effects toward the end of the movie. When Night Flyer Audrey tries to use a mirror to pass into the antimatter dimension and meet the anti-god, or whatever the hell is happening at the end of this movie. Like, the whole movie is weird, but the ending, the ending is like Terrence Howard on a red carpet weird.
I've made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that, you know, Pythagoras was searching for. I was able to open up the flower of life properly and find the real wave conjugations.
This effect was apparently achieved by like dipping her hands into pure mercury. Oh, the 80s, when workplace safety were just words you said to sound smart and educated. Like climate change. Well, that's about it for this week's VHS ReAnimated. Stop by next week, maybe next week, we'll see. Stop by in the near future for another classic horror movie recommendation. And as always, until then, be kind, rewind, or die.